Hey, what's up, AJT fam? I hope you guys had a great day today. Even though the price action was terrible, I know the stocks that we traded, price action was awful. And it was all over the place. One stock was up, one stock was down. Both mega techs. It was just a crazy day. We'll talk about that here in a minute, but I want to share this quick message with you. I'm recycling this. I shared it with you a couple of months ago. These one of these things that's really, really important that you need to focus on from time to time. And these are trader traps. You want to avoid these trader traps. Number one, caring about what other traders are saying or doing. Okay? Look, if they're not your teacher, who gives a shit what they're doing? You shouldn't. It shouldn't matter to you. What should matter to you is what you're doing, and what you're learning, and you implementing it. Okay, so don't care too much about what everybody else is doing. Just focus on you, and that just segues into too much input, too much noise. I one of my pet peeves is me trying to teach you, and then you're coming at me with things three or four other people are teaching. And I do my best not to laugh, because I remember when I was telling my mentor when I first met him what I was doing and how I was doing it. He laughed at me because it was funny. The stuff that I was being taught was hilarious, and it's still being taught today. And I'm trying to get that out of your head. But if you're pulling in too much noise and trying to bring in put too much salsa and toppings on this taco we're trying to make, you know what's going to happen to it. Dwelling on past trades, this is one that I messed up with yesterday, which is why I'm talking about this today, and I'll share that with you. Fearing change. We're so comfortable with what we learned that we don't want to change. We don't want to accept the fact that that's not going to get us to where we want to be. It's no different than what your Pee Wee or Pop Warner football coach taught you versus what your high school coach taught you versus what your college coach will teach you. Okay, you can't bring Pop Warner stuff into a high school football game. And some of the high school stuff you can't bring into the college game. So change is necessary. You can't fear it. Avoiding accountability. Trying to make excuses for everything that you do and not taking responsibility for it. Here's one that we talked about last week: focusing too much on loss. We're taught, and I'm putting myself in it because I was taught that too. We were taught how to lose. We weren't taught how to win. We were taught how to lose. We were taught how not to lose. Everything. And if that's our focus, we're not going to make it. We'll be around for a long time, but we'll be going around in circles trying to figure out, why this isn't working. Why am I not growing or going anywhere? So there's things you got to think about. And then also being caught up on being right. If the trade doesn't work out, that doesn't mean you're wrong. If you did everything right and you followed your process, you did everything right. Okay? Everything right. So you're not wrong. Okay? It's just that the trade didn't work out. The market was not conducive to that trade at the time. You don't know what happened. And frankly, you shouldn't care. You should pick up and move on to the next trade. Not worry about whether you was wrong or not. But mindset is everything when it comes to this trading. All right. And what I'm doing, what I'm offering, a lot of you taking advantage of this already. But up until Friday, I'm offering a pre-shipping sale, pre-order sale up until the time I ship the first book this weekend. On the end of Friday, it's going from $49.99 to $99.99, and that's it. There will be no more price reductions. Now, if I look at you in your face and ask you, would you discount yourself? I'm sure you would say no. So don't ask me to discount myself, because I sure as hell not going to discount me. And you shouldn't discount yourself either. But I'm offering this opportunity for you guys that want to get it. And when that bell rings midnight, it's done. The pre-order is over, and these things start shipping. So, I was asked, this is mine. Okay, this is my working copy. This is what I used, during the classes when I was teaching and everything. But you're not going to get one that's complete with cat bite marks. Okay? Yours won't have that on there, so don't worry about that. I'm sorry, you got to get your own cat and let them bite it up. But the reason why I do that is because, hold on a second. The reason why I do that is because I want you guys to be able to update this. This is a working document, a living, breathing, working document. That's what this is. And you can see by the table of contents here, all of the modules. And then there's supplemental modules. You're going to get these too. Now, next month, let's say next month I decide, or I put together a supplemental module. I want to do a presentation in chat in the community centered around the trader mindset. Guess what? You're going to get that copy. You're going to get the same type of PDF for the presentation. You're going to get access to the video, and you have it. So you need to be able to add to it. Okay, let's say in another month or two I start another session. I start another program going through the trader mindset, and I update module 2. You're going to get the update. So what are you going to do with it? The easiest thing for you to do is open up your workbook, drop the new one in on top of the old one, close it up, because you don't want to lose the notes that you took on the old one. All right, so that's why I do it that way. Now, I'm a licensed professional educator. Up until this year, this is the last semester that I am teaching the class for new teachers to get their certification. I'm retiring from that finally. But I know how all the learning styles work. Everything I do, everything I put together is designed to reach all learning styles. Okay, and the reason why I want you to have notes, I want you to take notes while we're going through this, is I just got this today. This was posted on one of my videos on YouTube today. And this is the reason why I do things the way I do it. And why I really, honestly, and truly want you to understand that this trading is a lifelong learning process. listening to this series for the umpteenth time. This time I'm hearing and seeing so many details and revelations for the first time. That's why you take notes every time you watch it. Because every time you watch it, every time you go through it, you're going to see something different. You're going to learn something different. If you put something into practice, it's going to open your eyes up to see something different, something more. You're going to be more focused on something. So, he asked, I don't know why I wasn't open to it the first dozen times. These really great lessons. Thanks, Ed. You're one in a million. It's all about repetition. If you've been in the military, if you're in basic training, I know in the Army, we did a lot of reinforcing. We learned something and then we reinforce it every day. Reinforcing. Because you have to, in battle, you can't think. You have to react. And you have to have all of this stuff down where you can do it without thinking. And trading is no different. You've got to go through this. You've got to keep going. But the reason why I haven't put together the way I do is to really charge you to continue learning. And every time I send you an update, that you put it in and you grind. All right, last but not least, the personal learning journal. This was something that was invaluable to me when I first started teaching. If you've ever taught school, it's a very difficult thing to do, especially high school or secondary education. It's very difficult. And you always have to reinvent yourself, because it used to be every 5 years you would see a shift in students and their personalities and everything. Then it became 3 years. Now every year you're getting a different group. And so you had to kind of learn how to adapt and to figure out what's working and what's not really quick, so you can shift gears and not lose your students. This is one of the things that helped me. And when I got into trading and I started struggling, I realized, what? And they started talking about journaling. It's like, hey, this is the perfect thing. When I learn something, let me journal what I learned. And as you use this, you're going to find out that this doesn't just serve you in the first few months of your trading education. It's going to be a roadmap for you to use to introduce the changes that you're going to continue to undertake throughout your trading career. It's something that you're going to use throughout. Now, you use it less and less. As you get more experienced, you get better, you do journal less and less, because you don't have to do it. Okay, that's just the way it is. But you can't stop before it's too soon. All right, so hopefully I didn't bore you too much with that. Let's get into the recap real quick. Remember I was telling you earlier when I was talking about dwelling on past trades. Okay, this is going to be an example of it. So Microsoft yesterday morning, I shorted it. It turned on me, and I thought we were rejecting up here, so I shorted it again. And here I accidentally shorted it some more, but I didn't want to do that, so I had to cover. That's what that was. Very dumb. Okay, very, very dumb. So I actually flipped it. You can't really see it, but if you look hard enough, you'll see there's another green triangle kind of behind this stuff. I flipped it long, and by now I'm a little bit irritated. Okay, I feel it. I feel my emotions trying to check me. So I have to shut down and walk away. So I leave this on, and I honestly don't think this is going to go back and take out red to green. I don't. This is on earnings. Everybody and their mom is betting on this to go up. I don't expect it to sell off or anything. So I didn't put a hard stop in. I just kind of walked away. I come back and, this is what I see. Immediately, I add to this. Don't ask me why. I'm still in this state of mind where I'm just out of sorts. But it runs up into the close. So I go ahead and take it off. I don't want to hold it going into earnings. Well, I took it off at the close. Soon as earnings were reported, this thing ran up and near $10, over $10. Can you imagine if I had all those shares and caught this move? So automatically, I let this trade get into my head. The fact that I took this off and I didn't hold it, even though this would have been a gamble, this would have been a 50-50 because I had no idea this was going to go up. None whatsoever. But I let it get into my head. I ended up jumping in here after the 2-minute candle. All of this was done in 2 minutes. So I jumped in. It went up a little bit. Then after the 5-minute candle closed, you see it got down. It pulled back. Looked like we were holding. This candle opened green and it was pushing up. So I added some more to it. It hasn't crossed the 5-minute high yet. Has not crossed it. There's no entry on this strategy until you break the 5-minute high. There was no entry here. So I'm caught. I'm trapped. So this holds the 9, which, I was telling you guys the 9 was it. If we lost the 9, I was done. I added. So yeah, I added. I improved my average. But here we go. We fall down to the 20. So now that I added here, the 20 is the level that if we lose the 20, then I'm out. When I say lose it, that means a candle has to close below it, and then the next candle has to make a lower low, and we've lost this level. That never happened. Here is a really volatile candle that I was not around for. I wasn't watching it at the time, but it did run up and it hit my first target. So 2/3 of my position, I did get out. And I think my average at the time was between 346, 347. But this was a really nice move. So it actually made me green on this name for the day. So fast forward to this morning, I still have the last third of my shares from this trade. Okay, so now we're going to go to this morning. All right, this is Tesla. We'll deal with this last. So now we go to our trades from this morning. And we're going to do Microsoft. So I'm still long. Here's where I had to cover it, because this thing just kept falling. It kept falling. It took out the pre-market low, so I had to kill it. And you could see this thing just didn't do much the rest of the day. So I pretty much gave back everything that I made yesterday on this earnings trade. Holding this and not taking it off, but I had the plan to leave it on. It didn't work. Okay, so it's not that I was wrong. The trade just didn't work. Okay, I was right trading the strategy. It just didn't work this time. So, that's where Microsoft ended up. ENPH was, another decent day for me. I got the washout, but obviously I don't trade in all of this. I just don't do it. And it didn't really come outside of this channel all day. But really got a nice trade on it. This was a 5-minute open range breakdown, couple of profit targets. I was looking for 90. It didn't quite get to 90. And sorry, my cats are acting stupid. I'm sorry. But that was my cats chasing each other. But that was a really good trade. The last trade of the day we're gonna go over was Tesla. Tesla wasn't a very good trader. Look at the price action here. This was pathetic, and it really didn't start, working out until late in the day. And this is all aftermarket. Okay, this is all aftermarket. While I'm sitting here waiting for Meta on an earnings trade that never triggered, so I never got an earnings trade on Meta today. Just nothing. But here we broke out. I bought it. We pulled back. Stopped out, and of course, as soon as it took me out, it recovered. This was my max. I could not let it go beyond this. I couldn't. If I had held it and it worked, I would still have to slap myself on the wrist because it would have gone past my max. So this is just one of those unfortunate things that once it takes out your max, it turns around and it works. It happens. So here, we run up through a 220. I get the bright idea that I want to short this. So I short it. I'm trying to put in a profit target for 2/3, accidentally put in the wrong number, and it takes it off, but I still have a third left. I didn't add back to it. I probably should have, but and we bounced off of the 20 here, and we started to push back up, so I covered it, and then I added long and sold some here. First target, didn't get to the second target, and stopped out at break even. So Tesla was a little red today, and mainly because of the max loss here. And actually it wouldn't have been red if I had traded this right. But this, not trading this, and not allowing the winner to take out the loser, this was just a mistake in execution. So that's it. I know I was a little long today. I wanted to share with you about the trader mindset, the workbook, and the videos combo that I'm offering. If you have any questions about it, email me, ed@averagejoetrader.org. I'll be glad to answer any questions for you. Like I said, it's $49.99. Come midnight Friday, it's going to $99, and it's not coming back down. And that'll be the end of that. So you guys have a great rest of the night, and I will see you in the morning.